Recently, we've been getting plenty of new forms like regional variants, convergent species, paradox forms, and much more. But what if we went into the past and resurrected old, unused cut Pokemon? Legends Arceus has already given us idea of how this would work with Hisuian Pokemon, but let's see how it would work with scrapped Gen 1 Pokemon. So let's head into the region full with discoveries of the past and learn more about these forgotten creatures. Due to my expertise in creating sketches of how the Pokemon will look today and dabbling quite a bit in fossil restoration, I was scouted out to help with discoveries of ancient Pokemon. With excitement of contributing to a Pokédex expansion, I quickly fly over to Sinnoh. Soon after arriving, we head to the local town of Sanjem, where we meet a fellow researcher known as Professor Rowan, who specializes in Pokemon evolution. While learning about the discoveries about Sinnoh's past, Hisui and its Pokemon, Rowan stumbled across a distant relative of Venusaur. From gathered old materials, I work on a possible look that the Pokemon would have, then with everything now gathered, I insert everything into a reconstruction device, then after a little while, our first restoration project is a success. Due to the creature now being back, we can run tests on it and gather new information to form a report on it. Finally, I give it a name in the similar vein of the similar convergent species concept, Venusaur. Now, let's see the full report on our first Pokemon. Venusaur's life consists of serving as movement for the parasitic plant grown on its back. Although seeming to be a fate soon sealed, the plant's size in the process of photosynthesis allows enough nutrients to be gained for both life forms, hence creating a symbiotic relationship. Even though through the process of evolution, their day-to-day life seemed more than sustainable at first, even with developing defense mechanisms of spiky and rough skin for the host, while clouds of irritating spores being dished out by the flower. Yet, Sinnoh's cold climate became too unstable for the plant, which, after failing to get enough strength from the sun, even just for itself perished, taking the host due to becoming too codependent with it soon after. You know, Parasect doesn't seem so bad anymore. Now that we have learned about Venusaur, our next destination is Sinnoh's first gym leader Roark and Orkberg's museum. After some showing off some tricks he learned while playing Minecraft, Roark fills us in on some information about a recent discovery about an ancient Pokemon. Yet all further research is being made at Valley Windworks due to it being an air-dependent Pokemon. Soon after arriving and filling them in about my goals in Sinnoh, I learned that the info about the Pokemon is very minimal, yet due to its very simplistic build and learning that Jigglypuff is a close relative to this species, the recreation and resurrection process goes along rather smoothly. Reading the data from it and writing about it from the past, meet Bubblypuff. Bubblypuff's day-to-day life consists of breezing through the air with a carefree attitude. Yet it's said that sometimes at night it creates horrid screeches with its rubber-like skin. Turns out, these screeches were in the result of Bubblypuff refilling on oxygen when getting dark, so that when the next day comes up, it can stay way up in the air above its predators. Seeming to have a foolproof idea of how to survive, the changing climate of Hisui started to bring stronger winds, either causing Bubblypuff to be blown out to sea with no sustainability, or glide in lower altitudes above the land, only to inevitably get picked off by stronger foes. Either it's too grim or too sad. Sounds just like the Pokemon I know and love. With easier travel now in our hands, and this somehow being a more sensible travel method than the Dodrio family, I head to Veilstone to learn about the long-laying meteorites, which, after finally deciding to move them, we learn about new discoveries about more Pokemon of the past. Polishing and putting back together what remains of a broken skull, linking old records that relate to the discovery, and putting all of this together, we learn of an old myth that turns out to be true all along. say hello to the legend Croaky. Although we may have put its skull back incorrectly, since no way those eyes are popping out so much naturally. Although seeming to be a dragon, Croaky's way of fending off enemies is, well, exactly that. Pretending to be a Pokemon, which is in the fiercest category of Pokemon type-wise. If its deceiving looks get revealed as fake, Croaky's other and only other option is to run and burrow in the ground. But due to its claws being more feeble than they look, it only can dig so much. In the result, Croaky's patch of hair usually stays sticking out of the ground. Poor goofy little guy. Don't worry, I'll take much better care of you. While heading to Celestic Town to hear rumors of a recently discovered legendary, I run into the region's champion's grandmother, who tells me that Cynthia is also a fan of hearing about these events about the past. So while updating the Pokédex with the new creatures at the end of the journey, she suggests I should showcase my research to Cynthia, since not only she'll love to see them, but most likely will let me add them to the dex at the Hall of Fame's database. But since we're here at Celestic Town, let's take a look at the discovery. Gathering all the intel from here and learning that very similar information has been sent from Kanto that described it as a legendary Pokemon, we put it all together to learn about Arcanine. Although seeming fierce and aggressive at first, if approached carefully with no threat, Arcanine is said to be surprisingly friendly towards humans despite its intimidating look, due to their elegant fur, which gets more warmer towards the center and crackles like sparks when rubbing against it, but being a rare Pokemon to come by, gained the title of a legendary Pokemon. Though, due to getting hunted for their fur, and an already difficult territorial battle with Arcanines that, instead of softer fur, developed rock-hard coating to gain an advantage, which caused Arcanine's last members of the species to be ran out of the lands. Not only they were labeled legendary due to their presentation, but also because of their fate not known to be sealed, or living in unknown lands. Interesting. Well, on the bright side, our next report is not far away, being right up in Mount Coronet. Then head back to put all the data together, pull all of the info together, create a probable body structure and resurrect it to bring back Beetle. Having a surprising combatant nature for a bug, Beetle made their colonies up in the mountains thanks to the harsher climate that not only severely decreased the threat of predators, but also helped them develop resistance to brutal weather, hence toughening up the initially feeble critters. Once stronger Pokemon started to inhabit the mountains like Machokes and Golbats, Beetle's Iron Fist over the previously uncontested peaks of Sinnoh quickly dropped, unsurprisingly leading into their fate being sealed. They went out as being the bottom of the food chain, but let's hope this second chance plays out much better. Heading to Sunny Shore and learning from one of the Elite Four members about an iceberg with a strange creature floating between the city and League, I head over to the nearby route, only to learn from the swimmers that the iceberg broke into the pieces. But luckily they grabbed onto some pieces. After getting some of it from the trainers, I head back to the city and recreate the final extinct Pokemon I received a report about. Some quick work later, meet Shoshlax. Shoshlax like to spend their days sleeping around wherever they can, while enjoying the berries they foraged along the way. To scare away any approaching berry thieves, Shoshlax likes to make marking of faces on its belly to intimidate the approaching Pokemon, yet the attempt usually ends up bringing no success, due to the faces usually looking less harmful than Shoshlax itself. What a way to go! Either getting starved via berries getting stolen, or failing to fight off enemies by making the intimidation less threatening than yourself. Well, time to register our new And that's what unused Pokemon designs of the past possibly would look like if they were reworked back into the games. Did you like this concept? Which one was your favorite? Should I do more of this again? Let me know all of that in the comments. If you enjoyed, subscribe and stay tuned for more. See ya!